Ito, ang birth certificate ko. Alam niyo ba na ang birth certificates natin ay ginagamit ng mga oligarch para pagkakakitaan sa capital markets? At ang higit na masakla pa dyan, ay ginagamit rin ito bilang collateral sa World Bank para makautang ng limpak-limpak na salapi ang ating mga government officials. Yes, you've heard it right. Hello guys, this is Ancient Mago of Ancient Mago's Tribe YouTube channel. Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel ko na ito, hindi kahit na kitang mag-subscribe at i-share ang video na ito sa Facebook mo para mas maraming makakaalam ng mga Pilipino worldwide. Lulungkot ako habang iniedit ko ang video na ito na napanood ko isa sa mga interview kay Modus ng Amerika. Maaaring iba sa inyo sasabihin, anong paki namin dyan? Sa Amerika yan. Guys, tandaan nyo, ang batas o constitution na sinusunod natin sa kasalukuyan ay gawa pa ng mga dayuhang mananakot. So, kasama rin tayong biktima rito. Sapagkat kung ano yung batas nila, ay batas rin natin. Sapagkat sila ang ating colonial masters. Pero mga birth certificate natin, pinagkakakitaan pa nila o ng mga oligarch. Sino-sino nga ba silang mga nagsasabuatan para tayo isahan? Gugustuhin niyo pa kayang maging US citizen kapag napanood niyo ang video na ito? Kumaring Karen, anong masasabi mo sa isyong ito?
Well, what happens when you have a child is your child is given a social security number. They estimate how many taxes your child is going to pay over his or her lifetime. And they take that birth certificate and they issue it on the capital markets and they earn money on it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the birth certificate itself creates a monetary value on the books with the Federal Reserve?
I'm saying something much worse, actually.
Now,
this is a certified true copy of my live statement of birth. You can get this by applying for it at the Registrar General. They'll give it to you. And it's very interesting because this is where it all began. This is the foundation document. All identification is generated from this document. And so if the foundation document is no good, anything that's made from it is no good. That means driver's licenses, health cards, everything. Now what they did here, this is exactly what he meant when he said, soon every American will be required to register their biological property. Now, your parents didn't realize what they were doing when they filled this out, and these didn't exist before 1933. Birth records were recorded in scripture, and these only came into being in 1933 when they hatched this plan. They created a corporate fiction with a name just like yours. In doing this, they registered and monetized the spirit and soul of a living being. This denotes ownership. And when your parents were tricked into filling this out, they allowed your spirit and your soul to be monetized. And futures were sold on you.
Spirit and soul.
Now, this is my birth certificate. This is actually a share.
Create money, we have created an instrument of value that has no value of its own. And it's just as expensive or inexpensive to print the 20 as it is to print the 1. In January of 1913, in December of 1913, he signed the Federal Reserve Act, bringing the Federal Reserve System into place in America, and did what Thomas Jefferson said must never happen. He took the control of the money away from the people by taking it away from the Congress and gave it to a group of private individuals who have to pay taxes on the money they loan the government.
It was confusing, and I felt like I didn't even know my own story.
It almost feels like we are taking credit for something that we are not part of.
I felt like a piece of me was being erased and deleted.
The comments you just heard are from real people, and they're talking about the first legal document many of us are ever given, the birth certificate. The surprising thing is that birth certificates don't always behave as you might expect. For example, in most states, when you're adopted, your biological parents are literally removed from the document. Their names are erased, and your adoptive parents are inserted in their place, just as if they had given birth to you. Some states even change your place of birth to the location where you were adopted. There are lots of reasons it came to be this way. The right of a child to avoid a historic stigma, the rights of the new parents to be fully recognized, not to mention the privacy rights of the biological parents. But there are also lots of very valid reasons this doesn't make sense, including the potential for using multiple identities to get multiple social security cards, and the importance of being able to access accurate biological family medical histories, and perhaps most importantly, the fact that many adopted people feel it erases their identity. These arguments on both sides have led to a new debate about what a birth certificate should really represent. Is it a biological record or a legal record? Is it possible that the time has come for new ideas for documenting adoption? There's no easy answer, and as a result, we continue to hear things like this.
As an adopted person, not having access to my original birth certificate has always made me feel like I have lived a double life.
It is a birth certificate. When they were born, we were not their parents.
It honestly gave me a panic attack.
But this time I'm speaking up.